Look, really proud of our team effort. We go into every game and, I use different analogies with them, right? But we go into every game basically saying, like, you don't know what the adversity is or the problem you've got to solve in this game, right? And really clearly in this game, you figured out what problem we were going to have to solve. But I'm just proud of our group. I thought we responded well to that. I didn't think we got a slow first quarter again, but there was a reason for it this time, and I just thought we did a great job. I thought Anna Goodman was great picking up the slack, but as a group, we really picked up the slack for those two in foul trouble. So I'm just really proud of the effort and the focus. To let the Georgia Southern come in here and you only allow them 4 offensive rebounds that's an important win for me. I also like that we have more assisted than turnovers, and I think that's a big thing. So I want to shout obviously Anna Goodman, and I thought Zakiya Stevenson was as good as she's been in a JMU uniform. So hopefully she can keep building on that. Obviously P wasn't bad either. But those two I thought were really big for us.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit, but like I said to the players that were in here, Thursday we're talking about how it's somebody stepping up no matter what. And then it's 2 other people coming in here today that had to kind of do that. How comfortable are you getting with just basically letting anybody play or let anybody kind of have the ball or have their moment?
Yeah, that's the idea, right? Is that's the most powerful team to me, right? Is that okay, you want to take away P? All right, here's what we're going to do. All right, you're going to take away Rowe? Okay, here's what we're going to do. Oh, you're going to take away Susha? Here's what we're going to do. Hey, you're going to do this defense? All right, here's what we're going to do, right? And to your point, it's great. Shanti has 25 and 10 2 days ago, right? And is in foul trouble. Still has a good 14 minutes. 6 and 8 in 14 minutes isn't bad. But P erupts, right? Anna gets her 10 and 8 in the first half. But Z, right? So the idea is that what's the quote here? It's amazing how much you can accomplish when no one gets the credit, right? That's the idea, right? And we all have strengths and weaknesses, and we're all imperfect, right? And there's going to be days where, Angela has a rough day or Bree has a rough day, and that means somebody else is going to step up and be good, and that's the beauty of a team. I think we're very talented. I think we have a very high ceiling, and if you can buy into that kind of unselfishness part of that, I think we could be really special. But that's hard. It's ways to go, and you gotta really buy into that and understand. Hey, I'm still going to try my best. I want full effort, full focus, but you got to adapt to the game as it goes. And Georgia Southern playing the 2-3 matchup. It took a lot of control out of my hands with who's open, and that's okay. But I thought when we settled down and really passed the ball and found the open person were our best possessions.
Touching up with Peyton, 100th career game for JMU today as well. What has she meant to the program for you, not just with what she can do on the court, but also off?
Geez, you're going to make me cry, man. She's not graduating, is she? Jeez, Kurt. Is it cliche to say everything, right? This girl, this young woman, has battled as much adversity as anybody I've seen come through this program, has continued to do everything right, is extremely consistent, extremely unselfish. And you think about it, right? 2 days ago, she gets 8 shots. And there's box scores this year where I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kent State, I think she got 4 or 5 shots. She's not in my office beating down the door saying, well, what are we doing about this? I need more shots. No. She's one of these people that understands there's an ebb and flow to the whole thing. And she's just got a great attitude. She's extremely loyal. She's a wonderful person. Right, that's what you want at the core of your program, right? And Sushi's been every day in, day out, through good times and bad, right? And that's the challenge, right? Through good times and bad, because everybody can be a good person when it's good. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. But when it's not going your way, how do you respond to that? And so everything is my answer. And I thought she played. She's got a great flow right now where I don't think she's thinking about anything. She's just playing, and it's really fun to watch. Even and look, we sit and watch film every time. It's not mistake free, right? And the one she drives in and gets a charge. Yeah, it should be a kick to row. It's not mistake free, but no one's perfect here, right? And we all make mistakes. And if I go down the line of all, I don't know how many played, everybody made a mistake, right? And the life is all about responding from that, right? And she does that really well. But yeah, I'm full of love with Peyton McDaniel.
And then also was Zakiya, you brushed up on her at most comfortable she's looked in JMU jersey, 9, 9, and 6, seeing a guard get almost double-digit rebounds. What does she provide on just an offensive side as well? Kind of being the floor general, getting things going. What element does that bring? Yeah,
early she was awesome. And I thought we call it crossing the grain, right? Transition break where you change sides of the floor. I think she finds P really well. I just thought her demeanor was awesome today, and her floor game, she let it come. And I thought the second half, was a 3-on-1. I think Rowe was on the right side, P was on the left side, and I was like, what's she gonna do here? And she went and got the rim, got an and one, and it's like happy for that was the right decision then, right? And so I just thought her decision making was really good outside of the first minute of the second half. I didn't think it was. I thought she lost herself for a second. I just snapped back in there, but. Look, she sacrificed a ton for us. I think, when you come from a highly touted recruit, went to Ole Miss, right, and came here, you probably think you're going to do this and that, right? But I'm asking her to be a point guard, and I know there's sacrifice in that. And it's not 15 points a game. I got Susha, I got Rowe, I got P. Those are our 3 top scorers. Feed them. And so she's had a ton of sacrifice for us, and she needs to be rewarded for that. And I mean, come on, 1.1 rebound, you got double-double. So I'll have to give her some flack about that for sure.
Is there a way to slow down India Green?
That kid's tough. Yeah, but I'm not going to tell you, Kurt. No, it's just tough, right? She gets you inside and out. And so if you – and I'm going to bring up a name here, but don't anybody – Shane, take it easy. But, it's like Deladon was, right? Deladon was like, okay, you put a guard on her, she posts you up. If you put a post on her, she faces you up and shoots it in your face. It's like it was really hard for Anna to guard her high hand and be able to guard her if she's going to try to drive her, right? And so that's how the whole thing with Deladon was. That's how Nikki Newman made her name, right? Was because she could do both. And she's a great player. We watched her on film. I was terrified. I was just like, I don't exactly know what this is going to look like. And you try to make everything hard, but it's different than Leah, right? Leah's like a power post inside. India hit us a lot of different ways, and so the only way we could stop her was get her in foul trouble. So we tried that.
That's the only way she got out of the ball game, obviously. Now that you'll meet them again on January 29th down there, which is a difficult place to play, quite obviously for you. It has been. What did you take away from them today? And I know you want to play your cards out there, sure. Show them out there for the future there. But what, as you face them the second time, do you think you might be able to duplicate?
Yeah, I think it'll be a good challenge for us because our zone offense needed some work, right, with the matchup. It was they didn't shift very much, right? So against Marshall, we used some of their shifts to get open looks. Georgia Southern, it took us some time to understand they weren't shifting, right? So they kept their 5 on our 5, right? They just moved somebody else over. So I think that film will be good for us to figure out what worked best and what didn't. I know Hannah Hayden is probably like, you scored 85 points, man. Everything worked. But, it didn't, right? We scored in transition a bunch too. But it's a really, what I was saying to our staff is – I've never coached against any of these kids other than Nicole Gwynn when she played for Queens. So I don't know how fast they are. I don't know how big they are. I don't know what their skill level is, right? And you can see what you want on film. It's different live. And now it's like, okay, now I know how good India Green is, how good her face-up game is, whatever, right? So it gives us information. But yeah, we got to go down there and be better without telling you anything else, really. We got to go down there and be better than what we were because, being on the road is harder.
This is sort of redundant in the question, but when you package this game with Thursday night's game, what does that say about this 24-25 season for James Madison?
I mean, if I'm going to encapsulate it, I would just tell you, like, we're on our way, and we are a very talented group. But I'm using Mike Tomlin again. It's not what we're capable of; it's what we're willing to do, right? So, like, we are capable of a lot of things. That's a fact. You've got talent all over this roster. But, like, if you don't defend, if you don't rebound, right, if you don't execute, if you don't share the ball, you're just a group of talented kids. And so we have a good start. I'm glad, like, how we started, right? And we couldn't have started better in conference. You're 5-0, but we still have a long way to go with clicking, and that's okay. But again, you couldn't have drawn up your start any better. You just it's just such a long way to go, and it just gets harder and harder every time you level up.
One more question here. When holding an opponent to 59 or less, you're 33-0, and so we were kind of keeping an eye on that today, and they did creep over it. But do you have a benchmark defensively on where you want to hold teams?
No, we don't do score. We do, like, defensive goals. So we want to be plus 15 on the glass. We made that just barely. There's different things. Points in the paint, which we failed at. They scored 40 points in the paint. Again, India Green, killer. So not point goals. I think points are a little bit – it can depend on – this is all the old Denise Dillon Drexel thing, right? It's like, well, they're averaging 56 points per game given up. It's like, well, yeah, they walk the ball up the floor and run for 20. So I think there's so many other factors with points per game. I've always thought your defensive stats are more important, like field goal percentage, defense, 3-point, rebounding margin, stuff like that. So that's the stuff we measure on, not the points. But yeah, I love it. If we can keep them under 60, let's do it. It's obviously a good stat for me. That's great.